Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well as usual, and enjoying some beautiful weather. If you're here in North Carolina or here near me, it's been really nice. It's warm, but it's not super hot, and anyway, it's just been really nice weather. But I have been going in and out, but I've been working on these all week. I posted a video, I guess it was last weekend, or week before, when I was working on the fabric washi tape, and I showed you guys how I was going to do these books, these ring bound books. So after I finished and listed those other 3 journals, and thank you for all my customers who have purchased journals from me, and all of you who watch my videos and comment on my videos, and you're also wonderfully sweet. You leave such nice comments. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So on these, I made 5 of these. So there's Counting Rhymes, there's Baby Deer, okay, there's Nursery Rhymes, We Help Mommy, super cute. These are all so cute. I'm really happy with how these came out. And then My Dolly and Me, and this is probably the oldest one of all the books. But I just really, I really love them all. And some of them have, so real quick, they all have the same number of pages. They all have the Scrappy tie. They all have the tassel with the same fabrics. Most of them have the pink and yellow. There's only one that has the yellow and blue, because I only had so much pink and only had so much blue. So there's blue on one of them, and then it's tied together with the elastic. It's just wrapped around and over the button, and there's one of my handmade buttons on each one of those, and I think all of them are different on each side. So the purpose in these was to make sort of, it's not really a flow journal, but it's sort of like a flow journal, because I put pages in here from like 12 different books, okay? And then there's some ledger paper in here, and there's like 5 or 6 envelopes. I think 3 or 4 of the envelopes I made. There's ephemera, but the book is just strictly like 65 pages, okay? And I didn't count the fact that they flip out, so I just counted each one as 1 page. And then I didn't count the 2 folders in the back. So one is kind of like a folder with pockets that's got a bunch of ephemera tucked in it, and each book comes with the same amount of ephemera. But so everything is the same amounts of everything, and from the same books and stuff, similar scrapbook paper, but they're all different, So anyway, so this is My Dolly and Me, and I'm gonna go through it. You can go through each one, and then did I show you We Help Mommy? We Help Mommy, yeah. So We Help Mommy and Baby Deer, I will tell you, I didn't have any of those little golden book pages. I just had, what I did was, in Baby Deer, I took some other little golden book pages from another little book. I can't remember which book. It might have been Birds or Prayers for Children or something. And then in We Help Mommy, I took some of the nursery song pages and put it in here. I try not to think too much about that, because it was really a lot. I mean, I've spent every night this week and last night and this morning trying to get these finished. I had actually last night and this morning I was working on the tassels and stuff. But I'm gonna flip through one of them, okay? And when this video goes up, they're going to be in the shop, okay? They'll be in the shop. So, two other things. So, another thing to note, some of these might be a little bit tighter than others. That one probably needs to be tightened up a little bit. But the purpose of this was like to give you some supplies. Like give you a journal, which means you have a whole base of a journal. You can pull some of the pages out and use in other projects. You know, just put in say you do want to make a journal that you can actually journal in this. Then take some of the pages out, keep the ones you love the most, add whatever you want to in it. Use the ephemera, use the envelopes. Take this apart, use this for making fabric washi, making scrappy bits, ties, whatever. You know, whatever you want to do. Put it on the side of your pages, make tabs out of them. You know, that's the whole deal, okay? And I just clipped it on, okay? So I just put one of these little not bulb pins, oh my gosh, bulldog clips. And it's just on a little ring, and that comes off really easily, and you can use any of this. So on each one, they're the same fabric. So there's this gingham, there's this vintage floral, here's another floral. It's not vintage. This is some vintage gingham. There is some vintage eyelet trim. This is vintage. Some more vintage gingham, another really pretty blue, a pretty yellow fabric. I don't think those are vintage. Some yellow pom-pom trim and some blue pom-pom trim. Now this is the one that has the blue. I wish I'd have had enough to do all three colors on each one, but I didn't have enough. I thought I had more pom-pom trim than I did. Because this was part of me using up a lot of my stash too, because I really do, and there's a lot of fun stuff in here. All of these things in here are my favorite things, but I have so much, and I've had very generous, wonderful friends who have gifted me a lot of stuff, and there's just no way I can use it all in the same type of format every time. I just can't. So this is my way of sharing this. Because these journals will be a little bit lower price point than what you normally see from me lately. Because they're sort of just super fun, but it's a part of my way of using up my stash. So here's the tie on this one. So two of these ties are similar. So this one and the one We Help Mommy, I had made super long ties, okay, and I cut these in half, and they both matched really good with these books. And like I said, I'm not going to go through every page of every one because we'll be here all day, okay? I'm just going to show you the basic concept. So there's scrapbook paper. So when I say I counted one page, I just counted this as one. But realistically, you can take this out, you can cut this piece off, and you can use this as one page. You can make pockets or tucks or use that as another page. So that's kind of my idea behind this. And then, yeah, this is just one page. This particular book, super old, love it, love the images in it. The pages are pretty thick. I have not, it is 2 pages, look. Okay, so it's a signature from this little book. And then some of them I just folded over and punched holes. Like this, and there's a few that I punched on the other side, like that. But there's 10 or 12 different books, poetry. There's that really fun book that Chastity sent me that's so cool with the little stories from like every day. There's some vintage music, folded it over, folded it up to make a little pocket. This was Coco's Candy Shop, which is really cool. These are thicker than cardstock, so these would be great to paint over, or they're gonna hold whatever you dish out to them. You can cut it up, and you can have 4 pages. You can leave it like that, make pockets. So there are a lot of possibilities with these journals. This is a super old 1001 Riddles for Children. I put a couple of pieces of nice vintage ledger paper. They're all blank. And each one, this is another page from this book. So cute. These images are so cute. There's Richard Scarry. Now this is from a bird book. This is from like a little workbook. There are pages, same amount of pages from old Peter Rabbit book. This was another little really cute little book. I thought it had some cute images. I just turned them over. Another really old songbook. This was from a little mission book. I have had one of these books before. It's called Around the World. And it's kind of like that candy shop page. These pages are really thick, nice to use. And Chastity sent me one, and I took it apart. She sent me that one and the candy one, and I took them apart and used the pages in here. I just think they're really neat. I love the images on them. I love the texture of them. I think they're great in a ring-bound journal because they're strong. And like I said, I didn't put any hole reinforcers on any of this. I don't know if I have enough of those to share, but as long as you don't go snatching on these pages, I did, you know, as long as you don't snatch on it, if you're careful when you're turning the page, most of these pages are sturdy enough to take it, okay? And I only did 2 rings. When you do 2 rings, it's easier to put the book together. It's easier to move around. When you do 3, it becomes more challenging to me. So I just did the 2. And this is from a bird book. This is some double-sided, really nice scrapbook paper. There's a page in each one from Childcraft, book from the 40s. More Richard Scarry. More of the Peter Rabbit pages. This was an old, really cool Mother Hubbard book. So what I did, because it was long, I folded it up, you know, and did it like that. And see, to me, like this little image right here would be really cute. You just cut him off and make a tag out of him. Is that not funny? The dog sitting on top of the goat. He was riding the goat. But anyway, so there's 2 pieces of nice wallpaper. I think this is vintage wallpaper, but it's not super old, and it's very nice texture to it. Lots you can do with that. Just all the fun stuff that I love using in my journals. There's some Disney pages. These are ones that I folded over, and I folded over, you know, and punched the holes on this side, not opening up, but you can turn it around. You really can take these things apart and use all these supplies in so many different ways. I put quite a few Richard Scarry. I have a ton of these books. I love them. I tend to hoard them, and I'm like, no, you need to start really. So I've tried here lately really to start using them a lot more. I had this little book that's like a little coloring book, and there's a lot of cats on it. I just thought it was really cute. I don't remember where this came from, but there's 1 page in each book. There's a page there's a signature from a vintage, like preschool baby book on, you know, things to do when you have a baby. And I think that's from like the 50s or 60s. Several pages from the daily storybooks in here. More Peter Rabbit. Excuse me. In each one, I printed out the printables that I purchased from Pretty Little Printables, and I put 1 page. I had to cut it down. I couldn't cut it. I didn't want to cut it all the way down to exactly fit the book. In case you want to take it out, cut these out, or if you want to use it in another way. So this is going to stick out just a little bit at the top because I didn't want to cut any of the, you know, fun stuff off of that. So more scrapbook paper. More Richard Scarry. This is a really cool book, and I folded it up the wrong way in here. I was supposed to do it like this. This is the way they are in other books. This is a little book about it's about European children and cooking, and it was vintage, and it's really cool. It's got some really cool little maps and images. So there's 2 of those in each book. 2 of the little mission book pages in each one. Now the music. And then there is one signature from this really cool book that Renee sent me. I think it's Nancy and Ned, or Ned and Nancy. But they're really cute images like Dick and Jane and like from all the readers and stuff. So there's one of those in each one. It's a lot, y'all. I put a lot of stuff. I put a lot of time in here. This came from the book. I love this little boy right here. That would be so cute on the front of a journal. You know, I have so many images like that. Another Richard Scrappy that I just don't see myself ever making, you know, a journal with all of them. More ledger. This is from an old Disney encyclopedia. I believe that's Mary Poppins. Here's that other European book. See, I folded them up different. So you have all this space in here, and then you can fold it back like I had it. And then you have these little kids. So this is Ronald from England, Marie from France. Now they're different. The images are different in each book. Really, really cute old book page, but really nice paper. A little squirrel and his friends. This is actually a printable paper from one of the packets you can get at KB and Friends. Another Richard Scrappy. Another really pretty wallpaper. Those wallpapers I picked up from Katie's Tribe of 5. If y'all don't know her, you should check her out. She has a sale every Wednesday morning, typically every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's Katie's Tribe of 5. I'll try to remember to link her below. So this is an old little poetry book, children's poetry book. It might have been a Robert Louis Stevenson. This is from a really old bird, like workbook, children's workbook that I've had in my stash for a while. Jen may have sent me that a long time ago. Another type of Richard Scrappy book, scrapbook paper. This is a science book. Some of those really cool, you know, like 60s and 70s. This is probably from the 70s. Those little science books. There's several pages from that smaller storybook with these little characters, and I can't remember the name of that book. And this is from a science book too, and what I did was I folded it up, just kept the signature and folded it over, so it creates kind of 2 little pockets here. So you can use it that way, or you can take it out of the book, cut out things that you want, if you like the images. Another Disney, Richard Scrappy, more scrapbook paper. And then in the back, I did like this little sort of file folder. These are old vintage repurposed hanging file folders that I cut down to the size I needed, folded it up, just cut this piece out, and then stitched them up for you. And that's where all the ephemera is. And well, most of it, I'm gonna go through that in a minute. And then I'm just gonna kind of, when I go finish this book, which I'm almost done, I'm just gonna kind of open these up and just sort of, you know, kind of flip through it just a little bit so you can see, because it's all, I picked out really cool pages, you know, same books, all that kind of stuff. There'll be a policy envelope in here. And then this, I messed up this book page. There was supposed to be, so there's a vintage dictionary book page in here. I tried to keep the pages from the same books. And when I was putting this together a while ago, this was missing. So I stuck something else in there, but then I thought, no, I know I have some more of those, so I went and found it. Anyway, so you'll get like these are really old, from those old really cool big kids dictionaries that you can cut up and make tags or pages. You'll get a little polka dot bag. It'll either be blue or pink or yellow. There will be an envelope that I made out of a old these are kind of glossy pages. This is a older Mother Goose book. And then there'll be an envelope made out of a Richard Scarry book page. There is a, these were like the really long envelopes that I had. So what I did, I wanted to be able to use them in here, but I didn't want them to be sticking out. So I cut off either side, and then I just stitched on the side. So you got an old vintage envelope that will work in here. And then I had started out with just this old green file folder in here. I was going to do the same thing I did with the colored one. And I found, and I know I'm babbling a lot, y'all. I'm just trying to explain to y'all what I did and not take, you know, an hour to do it. But, so I apologize if I'm going too fast. But I found these colored ones that I had in my stash I didn't realize I had. And I thought, well, they'd probably look better with all these colors. So, but I left this, so I did those, and I left these in here. And then in each book, there will be a little board book piece from a really old book. And this had a lot of pencil marks and stuff on it, and I got as much of that stuff off as I could, but I just thought they're so cute. They need to be used either as a writing board, or another idea too, like let's say you like this image best of all, you could cut this off. You can make like a mini, you could do a little mini journal. This could be the cover, or you could take this image and put it onto another cover. This could actually be a journal cover too. You can cover that with fabric, and you got it's already cut down to size for you. Cover that with paper, fabric, whatever. But if I was going to keep these, I was thinking it would be super cute to make just some little books and cut it, you know, cut that off. And that could be a really, really cute cover, you know, add some other things to it. Or even, you know, jingle on the back. Patty Pig always saves some of his pennies. Jingle, jingle. So cute. Anyway, and then I did add, at the last minute, I went through my sleeves, and so this does stick out a little bit at top, but that doesn't bother me in a journal. But if it bothers you, you can take it out and use it somewhere else, or you could cut it down into 2 pieces and use it in another book, or tip it in here. But these are like little, I think they're like 4x4s, little 4x4, and these are 2x2s, little slots. So but they go in from the side. So there's one of these in each book, okay? And then there's a template in each book for you to do your holes. And then that is the back of this one. Okay, whew, I'm tired. Y'all tired after all that? Anyway, okay, we're not done, because I'm going to show you. There is a page from a really cute 3 Little Pigs. There's a signature in each one from that book. And then there's also, so you get 2 of these glassine bags. There is this really cool envelope. I found these at a store, at a little thrift store down there where my son lives, and it came in like it was almost like a book. So there were all these little things where you can write to your future self, me from long, long ago. Like, they're all different, but I thought they were really cool. And you can use this, you don't have to use it that way. You can cover that up, and so you got a nice little journaling spot. So there's one of these in each one. And then, let's see, there's some index cards. There's, I put one of my little divider cards, vintage flash card. Put guest check in here. I'm kind of running out of those. I was going to do more than one, but another vintage flash card. These have clocks on them. A little folded up page in my stash of to be tags from the old vintage reader books. There's a little library pocket, and there are 12, no. Yeah, there's actually 12 tickets. If you tear them all apart, it's 12, but it's 6. And then, let's see, there's another flash card. That one's not too old. And then these are printables from KB and Friends, okay, that I cut up for you. A couple of, let me put 3 little coin envelopes in here. There is a vintage little playing card. This was supposed to go in the envelope. There's a couple of other printables from KB and Friends, and then some other things that I fussy cut in this little envelope that I made. And each one of these little envelopes will be different, you know, different papers, okay? So those little, yeah, I thought I was having a hard time getting the little girl in there in her hand. Yeah. So that is in this little bag, okay? And then on this side, so on this side, these are vintage envelopes. So there's a plain vintage envelope, a little bit smaller one. This is the size envelope that I cut down, okay? But I had some that I had embossed, if you really see it. They're really pretty, that I had embossed. I just folded it over so you can actually glue this. You can cut it in half. You can make some pretty little pockets. You can color these. See, they're really pretty. Anyway, so there's one of those in each one. And this goes back here. I'm putting this back because if I don't, I'll forget how I had it. And then in this bag, I put all the offcuts from the papers. So these are great to make pockets, tags, scrappy strips. I put several of these little note pages, and then I left you the scrap from the other file folder. They're great for tags and stuff too. You can cut little tags, you can make a bunch of little tags, whatever you want, okay? And then another little, I just folded this little piece of ledger up and put it in here, okay? So all that stuff packed in here, packed into this baby. Really, really cute. Tons of fun. Tons of fun. And if you take the, if you take this out, then it's not so, you know. I wanted to put it all in there though, okay? But it's not so thick. So, and then on top of that, you will get, I'm gonna set this one aside. You will get a bag full of other little goodies. So what I did was I went through, I put some paper clips in here. I put, like a lot of these buttons will be the same. Some of them are just similar, but all the same number of items. So there's, I don't know, there's like 10 or 12 buttons in there. There's some wood buttons. These are really cool. I don't know if you're as old as I am. I can remember wearing sweaters back in the 70s that had these little wooden buttons on them. Anyway, and then, so there's a heart paper clip. It's just a regular jumbo clip. I just put a handful in each one. Some cool old buttons, and then some vintage keys. There's two keys in each one, I think. Where's the other key? Yeah, there's 2 keys. So there's one. There's a little leaf charm. There's a butterfly. So you can see, I just put a bunch of little extra goodies in here. So each journal will come with one of those packs. And because the rings kind of drive me crazy sometimes, because some of them will stay really tight for a while, and some of them, if you're constantly opening them and closing them, they'll break. So, you know, be careful with those. I really think the coated color ones are kind of better. But anyway, I like these better. So if you do the journal, and when you're finished with the journal, I'm gonna add 2 of these in each one. And these, what they do is they twist. If you hadn't seen these before, I wouldn't recommend you using these when you're trying to. I got put lotion on my hands too, so my hands are, anyway, they work better. Trust me, they really do. So you turn it around like this, and you put it in there, and then you twist this on like a bracelet, you know. And then this has some flex to it, okay? And unless you really go bending these a lot, these hold up better. So I'm gonna put 2 of these in each one, in each pack, okay, for you to use if you want to. You know, if you have trouble with any of these little rings. So, I don't think I'm gonna go, look, I don't think I'm gonna go, I hope you guys get the idea, but we're at 30 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna go flip through. There's genuinely super fun stuff in each one of them, just like the first one. And like I said, if somebody wants to see, you know, if you really want to see a flip through of each individual one, you know, leave me a comment, because it just takes too much. It takes a long time, and don't want you to have to sit through you know, an hour-long video. I hope you get the idea, and I hope you guys love them, and I hope if you're familiar enough with my work, you know what I've put in here. You know, I put cool stuff in here, okay? So, anyway, so these will be in the shop when you see this video. So, I hope you guys like them. Sorry I was so crazy rambling. Love you guys, and I will see you soon. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Yeah, I don't know. I've got several things on my plate. I may try to finish up those readers. I've been working on those readers forever. So that might be next before I do Christmas in July. Anyway, love you guys. See you soon. Let me know what you think, as always. Bye.